Could a single glance from Jungkook really reveal that much emotion? What was truly hidden behind that fleeting smile? The one that, for many armies, felt like a silent message only understood by those who followed these two BTS members for years. And most shockingly, was Jungkook truly unprepared to see such a bold transformation from Taehyung? These questions flooded the internet just hours after Kim Taehyung, better known by his stage name V, released his latest promotional video as the new brand ambassador for the Japanese skincare company, Yunth. The short 30-second clip seemed simple enough. A man with porcelain-clear skin, a soft gray suit, and a smile that could calm the world. But to fans, this was not just another product commercial. It was a transformation. A visual revelation that felt like a new chapter in the image of Taehyung, an artist long known for his mysterious, elegant charm, but never quite this disarmingly sensual. When the video was uploaded to Yunth's official Instagram and X, formerly Twitter, accounts, the K-pop fandom world seemed to pause. The short shot of V pressing his finger gently to his lips, whispering "show," followed by a soft, almost too perfect laugh, immediately went viral. His wet, wavy hair framed his face in an ethereal way, and the pastel pink background lighting created a warm, dreamy aura, as if inviting viewers into Taehyung's own private world. But what truly made this moment explode online wasn't just the visual perfection. It was something else. Jungkook's reaction. Not long after the video went viral, some sharp-eyed fans, known for tracking Bangtan interactions, noticed something unusual during Jungkook's Weverse live stream later that evening. He had been casually talking about his new camera and workout routine when one comment flashed across the screen. Taehyung's new Yunth ad just dropped. Instantly, something shifted. For just a split second, Jungkook's expression changed, brief but undeniable. Was it surprise, admiration, or something more complicated? A faint smile formed on his face, but his eyes didn't lie. There was something in them, something that made fans hold their breath. He stopped speaking for a moment, staring directly into the camera as if processing what he had just read, before chuckling softly and saying, he really knows how to make people stop breathing." That single line was all it took to shake the fandom. Within hours, hashtags #Jungkook reaction and #4Yunth dominated the top trending spots on X in Korea and Japan. Many called it Jungkook's most genuine reaction in months. Others speculated that the interaction carried an unspoken emotional weight, a moment of silent recognition between two people who had grown up side by side in the world's most famous boy group. But was it really just professional admiration? Or was there something deeper behind that seemingly spontaneous comment? In the world of BTS, every glance, every expression is analyzed to microscopic levels. Some users on Army Universe forum even uploaded side-by-side comparisons of Jungkook's facial reactions to his other bandmates' solo projects. The results were striking. During Jimin's Dior campaign or RM's art exhibition appearance, Jungkook appeared calm, neutral, even deflecting the topic at times. But this time, he looked moved. Some fans described his expression as a blend of pride and nostalgia, like watching someone you know evolve into something entirely new. There was pure admiration in his eyes, wrote international fanbase at Golden Filmsk, but also a soft kind of surprise, like realizing the person you thought you knew has transformed right before you. And indeed, Taehyung's transformation was impossible to ignore. As Yunth's ambassador, V embraced a concept rarely seen among male idols, masculinity intertwined with tenderness and quiet sensuality. He wasn't trying to look strong. Instead, he invited the public to celebrate the beauty of vulnerability. From his gentle gray suit and damp hair texture to his soft, captivating gaze, everything about him spoke of calm confidence. The official Yunth caption read, "Vison to리 간수를 showvisi shung visiva marongya veru ichigo vison no tuminga her mujida baoshan." Yunth no jini ichijiyo, which translates to, experience the world of instant whitening with V. A fresh vitamin C serum that brings immediate radiance, embodied through V's translucent skin. Yunth for your skin. To a casual viewer, it was just another skincare tagline. But paired with Taehyung's visuals, it became something far more profound, a living art form. Yet what fascinated fans the most was Jungkook's visible captivation by the concept. During his next live stream 2 days later, Jungkook seemed to reference it again, indirectly. While discussing visual concepts for his own upcoming solo project, he remarked, "Sometimes, the bravest thing isn't being strong. Sometimes, it's showing your soft side, and that's what moves people the most." ARMY immediately connected the dots. Within minutes, theories exploded across fan forums. Was Jungkook subtly complimenting Taehyung? Was this his way of acknowledging how powerful the Yunth campaign truly was? But why did this fleeting moment, just a glance, a reaction, feel so monumental? The answer lies in the emotional history shared between these two. Since BTS's debut, Taehyung and Jungkook have represented two contrasting yet complementary personalities. Taehyung, spontaneous and artistic; Jungkook, perfectionistic and introspective. In past interviews, both often referred to each other as mirrors and mutual inspirations. So when Taehyung unveiled this bold, mature, emotionally open version of himself, Jungkook's reaction seemed to come from somewhere deeply personal on the other side. Fans saw this as a moment of artistic connection. Many described it as two creative souls speaking through their work. "It feels like they're communicating without words," tweeted a user from the Philippines. Taehyung speaks through visuals, Jungkook answers with emotion. Even Korean media began covering it. Dispatch published an article titled, "V's Transformation and Jungkook's Honest Smile, a Moment That Shook ARMY." It highlighted how Jungkook's raw, spontaneous expression cut through the polished, commercial atmosphere of celebrity marketing. There was something real there, the article said. A spark of sincerity that turned Taehyung's skincare ad into something more, a quiet emotional dialogue between two stars who have grown together. Soon after, international fans joined in. Reddit threads and TikTok edits flooded social media. Jungkook's reaction clip juxtaposed with Taehyung's "Sh" moment, creating fan-made montages that looked like cinematic exchanges between the two. Yet beneath all the noise, one truth remained. Taehyung had redefined his own artistry. He was no longer just the visual of BTS, the mysterious, elegant face of the group. He was now embracing vulnerability, maturity, and a kind of softness that felt revolutionary for a male idol in K-pop. And Jungkook? He reminded the world that even silence, when sincere, can be louder than words. The question lingers in the air. Is this the dawn of a new artistic era for Jungkook and Taehyung? Or are they simply speaking to each other through their craft, across separate yet parallel paths? Whatever the truth may be, one thing is undeniable. No one will forget that glance. That brief, genuine look that said more than 1,000 interviews ever could. A look that made millions believe that even in a world full of cameras and curated perfection, there are still moments that are real. The world wasn't ready for what came next. Within a single night, Taehyung's new Yunth video became more than a skincare campaign. It became a phenomenon. Clips were reposted thousands of times, translated into multiple languages, and dissected frame by fans who wanted to understand what exactly made it feel so different. Some called it a love letter to softness. Others labeled it Taehyung's quiet rebellion against stereotypes. And while the internet buzzed with theories, Jungkook remained silent. At least, on the surface point 2 days after the release, Jungkook appeared again in a live broadcast, this time dressed casually in a plain white hoodie. The atmosphere was light, filled with laughter and background music. But fans who had followed him closely could sense something deeper beneath the jokes and smiles. When one viewer mentioned Taehyung's name again, Jungkook paused for a split second, his eyes softening in a way that cameras couldn't fully capture. "He's really something, isn't he?" he murmured. The way he said it, calmly, without pretense, felt like a moment of unguarded honesty. That was all it took. Screenshots, GIFs, and short clips flooded social media within minutes. The fandom became a storm of emotions: admiration, nostalgia, curiosity, and that familiar ache of wondering whether what they were witnessing was simply friendship or something more profound. two people who understood each other beyond words. But to truly understand why this hits so deeply, one must look back, far back, to where Jungkook and Taehyung's bond began. Their relationship has always fascinated both fans and journalists. From the early days of BTS, they stood side by side. Jungkook, the youngest, full of energy and quiet determination. Taehyung, the eccentric soul who loved art, fashion, and photography. Their chemistry was undeniable, an unspoken rhythm between opposites. Taehyung would often tease Jungkook during interviews, while Jungkook would quietly smile, pretending to ignore him but never truly could. Over time, their friendship grew beyond the stage, into something that seemed to carry weight and understanding only they could share. This history adds depth to moments like the Yunth reaction. It wasn't just one idol reacting to another's advertisement. It was years of shared growth, mutual influence, and artistic reflection colliding in one look. Fans noticed it because they'd seen every evolution, every transformation. They remembered when Jungkook used to copy Taehyung's fashion style in the early years. They remembered Taehyung saying in 2019, "I think Jungkook sees the world differently than I do, but that's why we learn from each other." Media outlets started to describe the Yunth campaign as a symbolic moment for both men. The Korea Times wrote, "Taehyung's portrayal of delicate masculinity redefines beauty in K-pop, while Jungkook's public reaction humanizes the idol image in ways rarely seen." The piece went viral, capturing the idea that what made these two artists powerful was not only their talent, but their sincerity. Even Japanese outlets weighed in. Nikkei Sports described V's Yunth appearance as poetry through the lens, a performance that blurred the line between commercial and art. It's rare, the article noted, to see such vulnerability in a male artist's visual work. V does not perform beauty, he embodies it. Perhaps that's why Jungkook's reaction hit differently. He wasn't reacting to a video. He was reacting to art. Fans who watched Jungkook's solo projects could see how much he valued authenticity. His own performances were raw, physical, deeply emotional. He often sang as if he were confessing. In Taehyung's Yunth campaign, Jungkook might have recognized that same purity, that same courage to reveal something fragile. The fandom, of course, couldn't resist connecting the dots further. In one viral post on X, a user wrote, "Jungkook's reaction wasn't surprise, it was recognition. He's seeing Taehyung become what they both used to dream about, an artist who doesn't hide behind the image." Another wrote, "That little smile wasn't random. It was the smile of someone who knows exactly how much courage it takes to show that side of yourself." The narrative spread quickly, and soon, discussions about the Yunth moment became a cultural phenomenon of its own. YouTube creators analyzed Jungkook's facial expressions. TikTok edits turned the incident into cinematic stories with emotional background music. Fan forums translated every frame into poetry. During a behind-the-scenes interview released by Yunth, Taehyung revealed something that sent chills down ARMY's spine. When asked how he prepared for the shoot, he said softly, "I wanted to show a version of myself that feels calm, honest, maybe even a little unfamiliar. I wanted to express beauty that isn't about perfection, but about comfort." That word, unfamiliar, stuck with fans. Was that what Jungkook had seen? That moment of unfamiliarity, the shock of realizing someone you've known for years has grown into something unexpected and breathtaking. As weeks passed, the connection between the two moments, the Yunth campaign and Jungkook's reaction, refused to fade. On fan forums, posts continued to rise with titles like, "Did Jungkook predict Taehyung's transformation?" and "When admiration feels too personal." ARMYs debated whether Jungkook's comment, "He really knows how to make people stop breathing," was a playful line or a deeply emotional acknowledgement, because in many ways, their relationship, at least what the public sees, thrives in ambiguity. They're not just members of the same group, they're parallel forces, walking their own artistic paths while reflecting light onto each other. It's a quiet, ongoing dialogue. Jungkook through movement and precision, Taehyung through atmosphere and stillness. Music critic Lee Hyunju wrote in an op-ed for Korea Herald, "What makes Jungkook and Taehyung fascinating is how they express emotion differently. Jungkook burns, Taehyung breathes. When one creates heat, the other creates air. When they intersect, it's magic. And maybe that's what the world witnessed. An intersection, brief but unforgettable. Did I end private? No one knows if Jungkook ever texted Taehyung about the Yunth campaign. No one knows if Taehyung saw the fan compilations of Jungkook's reaction. But something about the timing, the coincidence, the quiet synchronicity between their public appearances felt too perfect to ignore. It wasn't just another moment in the endless cycle of idol content. It was Human.it was about two men who started as boys, standing on the same stage, now carving their own identities and still, somehow, meeting in the middle of their art. Months from now, when new projects arrive and the internet moves on to the next viral story, this moment will linger. Fans will remember that brief flicker in Jungkook's eyes, the way his lips curved into a smile that didn't need words, and the way Taehyung, without knowing it, gave the world a performance